So we hear a lot about love language. What is your love language? But your love language should never, ever, ever include swear words.
I don't know what kind of love language that would be.
Wrong language.
So some people, of course, cuss when they're angry or upset, but not a good idea in a relationship.
No, apparently not. Dr. Viviana Coles with Houston Relationship Therapy is here to highlight some of the damage it can do. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So it all begins with R-E-S-P-E-C-T,
That's right? Those are words that we do like. But here's the thing, so many people just in everyday language will curse. And look, in and of itself, not a huge deal. But when you're talking to your partner, it is a hop, skip, and a jump to saying and directing the curse words at them. And that is the easiest way to lose R-E-S-P-E-C-T and to escalate an issue. So I really want y'all to be very mindful of how it can affect someone's self-esteem to use curse words in just when you're describing what's going on, or it's like, oh, this, I don't curse. You're not going to catch me slipping. No bleeping here. But it is a really big deal for your own self-esteem to say, I am not going to be accidentally calling my partner, you know, any sort of bad word. No. And a lot of people will say, well, it's just so easy. Certain words are just, they encompass so much. Well, that can really stop the emotional safety when all of a sudden something that you say flippantly is directed towards you, especially when you're angry. It's hard to maintain emotional safety when you're concerned that your partner's going to all of a sudden throw an F-bomb your way.
Yeah.
And again, it's not effective communication. Like, this is how people need to learn the right words about how they're truly feeling. We talked a lot about emotions earlier this week. It was a huge deal on Instagram, by the way. You're still welcome to reach out about that. But emotions and feelings have really accurate words that you can then use instead of and in place of your 5 favorite curse words. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So what would you suggest when you are angry, when you need to communicate? What is the best way to communicate with your partner without using a cuss word?
Yeah, well, identifying your feelings is so important. If you have any issues with that, definitely reach out via DM the word emotions, and I'll send over the feelings wheel. That's the sort of thing that has made a huge difference in my office. I will hand both parties the feelings wheel and say, how did that make you feel? Or how are you feeling? And it is like you can get down to the most minuscule feeling with that, and it changes the direction, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I want to really address that, versus you just saying you're angry with me. That's very different than saying, I feel betrayed by you. I feel disheartened, I feel discouraged. Those are all very different and very succinct feelings that you need to address. Super important to do that. The other piece of it is that when you remove cursing, and again, this is with your romantic partner. I'm not saying in general,
right?
You know, do you, whatever. But when you're with your partner, you all of a sudden have elevated the positivity in the relationship. You don't have to worry about going and you know, jabbing too low. You know, low blows can really add up, and they can really hurt. So you're keeping that positive tone in your relationship that otherwise might be easily cut down by shooting your mouth off.
All right, so save the cursing for work, for the car,
for when you get your finger smashed.
Right? Yeah, you should hear how Sally back talks smack to us.
Oh, when you're on the Southwest Freeway and somebody cuts you off a little bit, then there you go right there.
Even then, keep it to yourself.
Right.
All right, well, look at us. We got through it without the bleep machine. Thank you, Dr. Viviana.